Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barça, the home of everything Barcelona. In this episode, we are going to be discussing on some interesting stories. We are going to start with some transfer news, claiming that Barcelona's Dembele replacement in the form of Raphinha, who plays for Leeds United, could be on sale for 25 million euros in the summer, according to Fabrizio Romano. We are going to be discussing much on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about Dani Alves, who recently had an interview where he spoke about Messi, Xavi, Pep Guardiola, Real Madrid, Pedri, his return to Barca, and many more. We are going to be discussing on what he had to say. Then lastly, talking about Samuel Umtiti, as there's a report claiming that Barcelona faced a tricky situation over a summer bid to offload the senior star. We are going to be discussing much on that as well. So guys, as we get right into it, please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, give the video a like, and make sure to watch the video right up to the very end. Barca, Barca, Barca. As Leeds United continue to fight a losing battle with regards to winger Raphinha, Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that he is very much likely to leave Elland Road in the summer. As quoted by the journalist, Raphinha's departure heavily depends on where exactly Leeds United finish this season. If the Premier League side is relegated, the Brazilian's price will go down to 25 million euros, and Barcelona are very much likely to pounce on the given opportunity. Raphinha will be available on the market in the summer, Romano was quoted during a chat with Gazzetta dello Sport saying. But it is crucial to see if Leeds United will be relegated or not, because there are clauses on that basis. If they do go down, Raphinha will be available for 25 million euros, he added. Speaking further, Fabrizio Romano mentioned Liverpool are in the race as well, but Deco's presence in Raphinha's management team has given Barcelona an upper hand in the deal. It is stated that the winger is already on Barcelona's agenda and that his name has been discussed as well. He said, Liverpool are exploring this opportunity, but the player's agent is Deco, a former Barca player with a fantastic relationship with Joan Laporta. He has already discussed with Barca about Raphinha. So it wasn't so long ago that Chelsea were thought to be the frontrunners in Raphinha's case, but the sanctions imposed on Roman Abramovich has more or less forced them to pull themselves out of it. He continued by saying, apart from Liverpool, Barcelona and I can tell you one thing about Chelsea, that they are the frontrunners a few months ago. They had a discussion with his agent, the player, and we're preparing this deal for the summer, but now everything is on the standby, he concluded. So from the look of things, currently Barcelona are the favorites to land Raphinha. Of course, transfer expert Fabrizio Romano have confirmed it himself. Especially given the fact that Deco, who is Raphinha's agent, is a former Barca player. We all know Deco. Deco have a fantastic relationship with Barcelona, especially our president, Joan Laporta, and that have played a key role. So in case that move materializes, then the relationship that Deco has with the president and the club is key. And of course, we know Raphinha is a very, very talented player, the best player now in Leeds United. And of course, he has been putting out some great performances. And I think with Dembele likely to leave in the summer, Barca bringing in Raphinha would make great sense. I think he will be a great player to rely upon. So fingers crossed. But the look of things, Barca are the likely destination for the player, of course, given the fact that the relationship that Deco has with Barca, and also hearing many reports that Raphinha himself prefers Barcelona over the other clubs, is a great boost for us. Then on to the next story of discussion. At the age of 38, Dani Alves made the impossible return to Barcelona in the winter of 2022. Signing as a free agent, part of the Barcelona golden generation, Alves was hailed as a cult hero and arguably the greatest right back of all time, and his return to Barcelona was celebrated as such. It came immediately after Xavi's homecoming, our birth as a manager, though, and the vibes were immaculate to say the very least. I fought so hard to get back to the city, to the club, Alves said, speaking to ESPN recently about his return to Barca. He continued by saying, I had a great connection with Joan Laporta, the president, when he took over. I said to him, I think you need me, and if you do, I will come back, he told me. Let's see. I will have to talk to the manager. I started to annoy him, sending him messages. Alves has always been larger than life, the good crazy, if you will. His presence is enough to light up a room. And for Barca, that was important during the final stages of Ronald Koeman's tenure. But what does a nearly 40-year-old Alves add to a Barcelona team where the average age is much very lower than that? He said, I left, but I always looked at Barca and thought they lack spirit. That's what I have the most of, the desire to compete. I never accept losing. You have to compete, not just work hard. Alves is clearly in love with the sport. He would not be here at 38 if he was not in love. On his love of the game, he said, football for me is life, is a solution to life's problems. I can never think of football as just a game. You never stop enjoying it. The conversation moved forward to the inevitable Lionel Messi. The Argentine is clearly having a tough time adjusting to life at Paris Saint-Germain and was knocked out of the Champions League by Real Madrid. Rumors of his return to Barcelona stirred up within hours, and Dani Alves, for one, thinks it's going to happen, he said. Messi is not enjoying himself at all at Paris Saint-Germain. He's lost. Leo always said to me, where could I be happier than here? For whatever reason, Leo is not here today, but I hope he can come back. I don't know if he could return, but if he does come back, I hope he comes back here with me. Alves played with the best of the best throughout his career, starting in the 2000s. In fact, Alves was already playing for Sevilla before Gavi and Pedri was born. He made the comparison from the year he left at 2006 to today, saying, I think there's a difference in quality of the players in today's Barca compared to 2016 before. They were fully developed players and now they are just developing. After beating Galatasaray in the Europa League 2-1 on aggregate, Barcelona will take on Real Madrid on the weekend, where Alves is expected to be a sure starter. But can they beat Real Madrid? Alves certainly thinks so, he said. Of course, we can beat anyone. Right now, we can beat anyone. But also being aware that you can't lose your style. Your style is what separates you from the others. Speaking of style, we cannot lose sight of the changes Xavi has brought to Barcelona. Not only are they playing with a distinctive panache while getting results, I have always seen Xavi the same way that I do now, someone who knows a lot of football and who showed that when he was playing. I see a lot of similarities between Pep Guardiola and Xavi. The bravery to play football, the DNA, wanting the ball, not missing passes, he added, making a brave but obvious comparison. There needs to be a more Pedri propaganda in football right now, and Alves joined in the conversation as well. When asked which youngster surprised him the most, he said, Pedri, he thinks he's very smart. He reminds him of Xavi. He thinks others can't see, and he does things that others can't do. The interview concluded when Alves was asked what this season and this year meant to him. He said, this is the most challenging year for me, the challenge of coming back to Barca, playing at a really high level. This is the most important year of my life. Then on to the final story of discussion. Barcelona have already made up their minds over centre-back Samuel Umtiti. It has been a difficult couple of years for Umtiti with injuries issues getting the best out of the Frenchman. For the first half of the season, the centre-back stayed fit, only to be largely left out by Koeman and Xavi Hernandez. Though in January, shortly after signing a new deal, he suffered a broken toe, which kept him out till April. Umtiti penned a new long-term deal before the injury to stay in place till 2026. But there were ulterior motives on the part of Barca. The new deal allowed them to spread out Umtiti's salary so that they could complete the signing of Ferran Torres. According to Sport, Barca are still intent on offloading Umtiti this season, but club chiefs know it will be very difficult. That's because Umtiti is still said to be against a move due to believing a Barcelona departure will be evidence of his ongoing fitness issues. The centre-back wants to prove his fitness first, though. In his defense, there isn't much any player can do about a broken toe, his most recent injury. and that particular setback is not evidence of a long-term issues, unlike the knee trouble he has suffered in the past. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.